Alright, so professional development. I just really quick want to go through the things that I have designed for professional development for you. Number one is this website. It is a website that I've had before, but I reworked it a little bit for more specifically helping with professional development. It is something that I did, that I started for a class at Kutztown, and I decided to just commit to it. I have a blog in here where I do write about the things that I do in my classroom. You're welcome to see how and read about how I've used different things in my classroom. But the tab that I've really developed for this is the Educational Resources tab. So under each one of these, I've sort of grouped different technologies under the tabs: encouraging collaboration, improving student engagement, making test prep fun. So I've tried to sort of group those technologies in here so you can use this website anytime you want. The name of the website is arttechie.com. I know that sounds a little bit strange, but it fits me really well. So my goal wasn't to reinvent the wheel. I was just organizing things in here and talking specifically about how these technologies are used. But a lot of the things that are in here are resources that I found out on the internet and just sort of compiled them into my classroom, so they're not all my resources. This one is right here is just a Padlet wall for you to see how those technologies are used in a classroom. All of the links that are in here are live, so if you wanted to, you could introduce yourself here. I'm actually going to have you do that as an assignment in Google Classroom in a minute. But if you've not ever used a QR code before and you want to practice that, you can either, this is for Flipgrid, so you could have the Flipgrid educational app and scan it there, but you could also just use the camera on your phone. If you've not ever used a QR code before, you literally just open up your camera and point it at a QR code, and it pops up a website for you to link to. So there's my video on educational technology that you're going to be looking at later on. So first of all, resource. You can use this anytime you want to, and it just gives you examples of, using different technologies. If you want to take a practice quiz or see how flashcards are used in Quizlet, I included live examples of those things for you to actually play those games and go over things that I've created. Next, under the Learning Management System organization, I actually left a code to my Google Classroom, which I'm going to personally invite you to. And here it is. It's How to Google Classroom. There are steps in here that I'd like you to go through for your professional development. One of them is just me talking about technology in the classroom. And then the next one is an introductory one where I'd like you to watch mine and then introduce yourselves. And then a link back to my website. I keep my stream and my Google Class or the classwork tab separated. You can do that in the settings function up here. I don't like everything to post to my stream, only the things that I want to communicate to my students. So in the classwork tab then, that's where I have all of my units and things. So units are grouped over here. But some of you indicated that you were really strong with Google Classroom. Other people didn't have much experience with it. So this just walks you through the basics of what each one of these tabs is for. In each one of them, there's descriptions and images of those things so you can see what it looks like. Materials, assignments, questions, quizzes, those are the things that you would be posting in Google Classroom. Like up here, if I wanted to create a new assignment, I would just click on that. So it sort of walks you through the difference between assignments, quiz assignments, so on and so forth. And then in each one of those, you will notice on your end, yours will look different than this. So on your end, anything that looks like a book with a little bookmarker on it is going to be gray. That's because as a student, there we go. As a student, your things look different. Students will see things gray and in color. Anything that's a color is an outstanding assignment. And they also have different icons, so it talks about the different icons here. And anything that is an assignment that is still showing up in color is something that's not finished. So in this particular tab, I would really like you to, if it is showing up in blue, like Google Forms, sharing a Google document as an assignment, and this question here. I would like you to do those 3 things. That's your first step in your professional development. Let's go through those. And then next you're going to transition down to the educational apps to integrate with Google Classroom. So what I've done here, just like on the website, is just given a description of these things so you can see what they do. It links you back to the website so you can sign up for it. And then for each one of these, I have incorporated a poster for you. Please feel free to use this as a resource. Download it to yourself. You may print it out, post it somewhere. And so it's just like I showed you before on your phone. If you just scan that QR code, it literally opens up a video for you. So you could have that video right on your phone. So as you are setting it up on your computer, you now have a live video playing for you to use as a tutorial. So for every single one of these, I've designed a poster and a tutorial for you to look at. So you can hang those posters in your classroom, you could hang them in your teacher's lounge, but it's a way to really quickly just access a video on how do I do this, what do I use it for. So for each one of those, the only one that doesn't have a poster to go with it is make any worksheet into a digital interactive worksheet. A lot of you indicated that you still work from worksheets, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if you wanted to make your life a whole lot easier, you could actually convert them using Google Slides, and I do have a video posted in here. There's the video on how to actually do that, and I did create that video, although it's also out on the internet. So for your professional development, besides, let me go back to the classwork tab here, besides doing these examples in here, these Google Forms, besides this, I would like you to choose, please, 2 different technologies out of this entire list. Choose 2, after looking at everything that you've looked at and all the different examples, 2 things that you think that you would actually use in your classroom or actually use to interact with students. Pick 2 things, create an account for yourself, and actually design something that you know that you're going to use in your classroom. So my biggest pet peeve coming out of professional development is, being talked to all day and, hey, isn't that great? And then you walk out with a head full of knowledge that you're going to, I'm going to be honest, like totally forget in the next hour or 2 because you're involved in so many other things when you're teaching and it can be so overwhelming. So my goal is for you to actually physically have time to do this. So as you're going to be in your professional development, choose 2 of these things and commit to it. So whether it's a Nearpod or a Padlet or whatever it is that you're going to do, pick 2. Excuse me. When you are finished, I want you to copy a link of whatever it is that you created, and on your view, it's going to look like this because you're going to be students in here. On your view, you're going to open up the assignment, you're going to add or create, and I would like you to take your link and post it in here so I can see all of the things that you're creating. So I really hope that this is helpful to you. I hope that you come away from this professional development with something that you can really use in your classroom. Incorporating technology really does make things easier, more streamlined, gives you a little bit of time back. So I really hope that you enjoy the process of going through all of this, and I hope you learned something new.